Moaning. So I'm going to go over one of the unique rules in this game. Axis and Allies 1914 takes place during the time of the First World War. It's called Unrestricted Submarine Warfare. A lot of history buffs are familiar with this. They know what it is, and if you learned about World War One during school, it probably sounds familiar. It's where Germany would use its U-boats to harass or sink trade ships headed from the United States to England. Really, any ship coming to England for that matter. This is the concept that unrestricted submarine warfare is based off of. Well, as a rule in this game. And the rule or option of unrestricted submarine warfare can be activated by the Germans at any time during the game. They can activate it on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, whenever they want to activate it. And when they do, any U-boat in Sea Zone 2, 7, or 8, pretty much the trail from the United States to Great Britain, as historically accurate as that is, gets to roll one dice. One for this one and one for that one. Each U-boat gets a dice. And you have to roll a 2 or a 1. Basically a 2 or below in order to get a hit. So I roll these two dice. I got a 2 and I got a 1. That's 2 hits. 2 ships that got sunk. 2 trade ships. And that takes away 1 IPC each. So 1 IPC each sub, basically, because both subs got a hit. That's 2 IPCs that I take away from the United States or Great Britain, whichever one. If I want to maximize unrestricted submarine warfare, I'll put more of my submarines in Sea Zone 7, 2, or 8, whichever one. That means I'll be rolling 4 dice. I'll roll 2 more dice. As you can see, I did not get a 2 or a 1. I got a 5 and a 6 on both dice. So therefore, that is not a hit. If I rolled all 4 dice at one time, you'd see 2 hits and you'd see 2 misses. I would take away 2 IPCs from either England or the United States. You can only roll for unrestricted submarine warfare after England has done its non-combat move phase. You can only do it during the collect income phase for England or the United States. That is the only time you can roll for unrestricted submarine warfare. And even if I did get all 4 hits, 4 dice, 4 subs, all 4 submarines got a hit. That is only 4 IPCs that I can take away from England or the United States. Both are very powerful factions. And honestly, a lot of players don't really care to go this route because 4 IPCs is really not enough to harm England or the United States. I understand doing everything you can to hamper your enemies, but most players would much rather use their submarines to take out British naval units or, Allied naval units for that matter. That's one of the reasons why. The second reason is because whenever Germany declares unrestricted submarine warfare, and once again, they can do it anytime they want to during the game, That is the moment the United States is free to enter the war anytime it wants to. And you already know the United States is no joke. 20 IPCs for only one territory on the board. Typically, the United States has to wait till turn round 3 just to get involved. But the moment you declare unrestricted submarine warfare is the moment the United States can enter the war. And that is why most players avoid unrestricted submarine warfare. That's basically it. Those are the concepts that unrestricted submarine warfare is based off of. That's the historical relevance to it, and that's how unrestricted submarine warfare is conducted. You can conduct it every single round for the British and the United States. And every single time, scoop up the dice, roll the dice, and hope you get a hit. There was one modification made to unrestricted submarine warfare for the tournament rules. The tournament rules, you can hit Allied shipping with a 3 or lower. So basically they're adding a point to how much submarines can hit for whenever it comes to unrestricted submarine warfare. So as you can see, I got 2 2s and I got a 3. Well, in tournament rules, that 3 counts. I think it's because people realized how pointless unrestricted submarine warfare can be. And I can see why. I wish they could include the blockade rule from Axis and Allies 1940 Pacific. But once again, this is an entirely different version of Axis and Allies. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. I hope I explained this pretty well to you guys, really.